Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Let's have a look at today's daily challenge problem. Problem 976, largest perimeter triangle. In this video, we are going to give a solution based on sorting. First, let's look at the statement of the problem. Given an integer array called nums, return the largest perimeter of a triangle with a non-zero area formed from 3 of these lengths. If it's impossible to form any triangle of non-zero area, so we return 0. So here are two examples. In the first example, so there is a valid triangle, so the return is 5. And in the second example, so there's no valid triangle can be formed, so the return is 0. So this two constraints, one is on the length of the nums array, and the other is on the elements in nums. So here we want to point out that so elements is positive, right? So here the analysis actually is some simple or elementary mathematical reasoning. So first we can assume we have 3 edges. So in other words, A, B, C are 3 positive numbers. So assume that A less than or equal to B less than or equal to C. So without loss of generality. So at this assumption, then ABC can form valid triangle. In other words, so the area is positive if and only if A plus B is greater than C. So actually the reason can be easily digested. So to make triangle, we know the necessary and sufficient condition is that the sum of any 2 edges is larger than the third edge, and the difference of any 2 edges is less than the third edge. So from this A plus B is greater than C, actually we can derive all the things. First, if we just look at the inequality, actually this implies C minus A less than B and C minus B less than A. We just need to put A or B to the right of the inequality. So this is the case. So this is for the difference. So another difference is that, so we can see A minus B, so which is less than A because B is positive, but A is less than or equal to C, so A minus B is less than C. Similarly, B minus A is also less than C. So now let's check the sum of 2 edges, which is larger than the third one. So this already gives 1, right? Now let's look at A plus C and B plus C. So A plus C is greater than C, right? So it's C is greater than or equal to B, so A plus C is greater than B. So B plus C is strictly larger than C because B is positive, but C is no less than A, so we have B plus C is greater than A. So therefore, this is the condition we're going to check. So to make edges ordered, so we could resort to sorting, right? So then the problem reduces to find a tuple, so A, B, C, with increasing indices, such that C is maximized and A plus B is less than C. So also we want A and B as large as possible. So here actually A, B, C shall form a subarray of nums of form A, I-2, A, I-1, or A, I. So A, capital A means the array for some indices I. The reason is that after sorting, the elements is in non-decreasing order. So if this condition, the condition we are going to check is not valid, then for the former indices, so this is for sure not valid, because the smaller the index, the smaller the number. So in mathematics, it says that AG plus AK is less than or equal to AI, for G less than or equal to this index, and K less than or equal to this index, and G does not equal to K. So in other words, sorting simplifies the problem here. So with that said or analyzed, so let's look at the code. So now the code actually is super simple. So we can first get the length of nums, and then we can do a sort in place. And next we just need to do the for loop, so from backwards to the beginning. So for I in range, so because we need to consider I minus 2, so I is at least 2, right? So we start from n minus 1 and ending at 2, so we write 1 here. So the increment is negative 1. In other words, we decrease by 1 each time. Then what we are going to do is to check if nums I minus 2 plus nums I minus 1 is strictly larger than nums I. If so, these three numbers form a valid triangle. So we are going to return the sum of these three numbers. So otherwise, we continue. So actually, because we write this kind of for loop, we are paying special attention to the last number, because for each I, so this is the last number, right? So we don't need to consider smaller, say like I minus 3 or minus 4. The reason is that, so we want to maximize. If this condition does not satisfy, if we use smaller one, it further does not satisfy, right? So with that said, so if after this for loop nothing returned, so we're going to return 0. It means no valid triangle formed. So with that said, that's it for this solution here. So now let's do a check. Yeah, it passes the first example. Now let's directly look at the generic case. Yeah, it passes all the test cases. So I guess for this problem, that's about it. So the key here is realize the sufficiency, necessary and sufficient condition to forming a valid triangle, and then using sorting to simplify the problem. So with that said, that's it for this video. Thank you.